Hi students, today I'm going to be explaining to you all about writing the thesis statement for your essay on the Crucible. Some of you may already have finished writing your thesis statements. However, I do know that about half of you have not. So I want to review what the thesis statement is and what the requirements are. Remember, your thesis statement is the main claim or argument in your paper. It usually answers the entire prompt, or it should, and it's what your entire essay will be focused on, or what you will be arguing for the entire essay. It is essentially the most important sentence in your essay, and it is usually going to be in the very end of the introductory paragraph, and for this essay, it should be one sentence long. For the thesis statement that I'm going to be requiring you guys to write for the Crucible, you do need to have several elements in the thesis statement. This is what makes this particular thesis statement a challenge, and a few of you have been struggling with it, which is a good thing, which means that you're going to be growing through this experience. The reason why I have so many expectations for this thesis statement is because I believe that when your thesis statement is rigorous and it's full of depth and detail from the gate icons and the universal theme and etc., then you're going to have a better essay. You're really going to have better analysis and you'll have more to write about throughout your 5 paragraphs. So remember, your thesis statement must have at least one icon or imperative from the gate icon imperatives. You must also have one of the 12 universal themes. You must also have any of the academic vocabulary words, which I listed, or ones that are not listed under each prompt. This is called the language of the discipline. You must also include 3 reasons how or why the author chooses to explore a certain message or idea, a criticism of society, a warning to his readers, etc. So not only do you need a lesson, but you also need the 3 ways in which that lesson is shown or demonstrated or explored in the text. Now, not all of the prompts require you to write a lesson. Prompt 1 is about character and conflict, so you don't really need a lesson for that one. But the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th prompts, which are about identity, power, and the parallels between the Red Scare and the Salem witch trials of the Crucible, those 3 prompts definitely do need a lesson. During class on Thursday, I went over a very random practice prompt that is not one of the choices that you can choose from, but the prompt goes like this. Arthur Miller explores the power of one's beliefs through the characterization and setting of the Crucible. Explain how the power of one's beliefs is explored in the play and what message is revealed. Use textual evidence from the text to support your reasoning. So then I went through the do what, so I underlined all of the do's in orange, and then I went over the what's in blue. And I also know that I definitely need to talk about the message that is revealed, and I definitely need to talk about the power of one's beliefs. So remember the 3 components we need plus the 3 reasons. So let's go ahead and look at the different kinds of brainstorming we did. So we found that power is probably going to be our universal theme. We know that Puritanism, and honor and identity may be part of the academic language. We know that multiple perspectives, ethics, impact, contribution could be part of our gate icons. And we did write down setting and characterization as part of our language of the discipline, as well as the fact that we do need 3 reasons to back up the main message. So then we mapped out all of the characters in the play and how the power of their beliefs shape their decisions. And we kind of circled things like Puritanism. We believed that ethical problems exist when people are too stubborn in their beliefs, or they're unwilling to listen to others' beliefs, or unwilling to compromise in their beliefs. So we talked about how there's positives and negatives with that. We also discussed how there are a few people who didn't really speak up for their beliefs because they were driven by fear, such as the townspeople. And we also found that there were also people who used the power of their beliefs to actually sacrifice their lives for the people that they love and for their honor and their reputation and legacy, such as Giles Corey, Rebecca Nurse, and John Proctor. So here is the thesis statement that we came up with. The Puritan New England setting of the play, The Crucible, explores the power of one's beliefs and its ethical dilemmas shown through legalistic characters, sacrificial characters, and the silent majority. So in this particular thesis statement, you have all of the expectations that I have included on your prompt sheet on that packet. So you have setting and characters, which is basically your academic language or the language of the discipline. You also have the lesson that the power of one's beliefs can lead to ethical dilemmas. It could lead to problems when people have to make decisions based on their ethical beliefs, like moral beliefs, what is right and what is wrong. We also incorporated the Puritan New England aspect of the setting to give a little more context. The Crucible is in quotation marks because it is the title of a play. And most importantly, you see 3 reasons on how the power of one's beliefs lead to ethical dilemmas. You see that it's shown through legalistic characters. So it's not really reasons, it's really ways in which Arthur Miller is able to show these ethical dilemmas. He shows it through legalistic characters, sacrificial characters, and the silent majority. And this way we have enough to write about in our 3 body paragraphs. A few reminders that I would like to tell you about is that your thesis statement will usually have the author's purpose or lesson. Remember I told you prompts 2, 3, and 4. Your thesis statement must include 3 ways in which Arthur Miller is able to explore or prove that lesson. And by the way, it doesn't always have to be a lesson. It can be a reminder, a criticism, a message, even a warning that the author has for the readers to learn. Those 3 reasons are going to be the topic of the 3 body paragraphs. So they are general reasons that you can elaborate more on later in the body paragraphs. Also, when you list out those 3 reasons, keep them grammatically consistent. So if you have a noun phrase, then all the other reasons also have to be noun phrases. If you have verb phrases, then all of the other reasons have to be verb phrases. So you have to keep the 3 reasons in the same grammatical form. It just sounds better, it's clear, and it's also more grammatically correct. The next thing that I would like to remind you of is the literary present. A lot of students have been showing me their thesis statements for approval, and one of the errors I keep encountering is the fact that many of you are still writing in the past tense. I know it is awkward to write about a text that was written decades ago, set hundreds of years ago, but you still need to keep it in the present tense. It is just an academic rule we have whenever we write about literature. So those are my reminders for you. Please remember to get your thesis statement approved by me. It is not a good idea to go ahead and get started with the essay without getting the thesis statement approved by me. It's basically going to be the blueprint of the entire essay. All right, see you tomorrow.